everybody. My name is Emily Levin. I am the principal harpist with the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. This is my dog, Jojo, and I'm so excited to be here with you today to talk to you all about this wonderful instrument, the harp, and the cool things that it can do. So before we dive in, I'm going to play for you the very beginning of one of my favorite pieces by the French composer Gabriel Fauré. This is the beginning of his impromptu for harp. I hope you enjoy. Up next, I'm going to give you a tutorial of how the harp works, and then we're going to dive into some of the special effects that make the harp so unique in music. This is the harp. This is a concert grand, full-sized harp. This is the harp that all orchestra musicians play. This particular harp was made by Lyon and Healy. You can see that up there, in Chicago, Illinois. And this is my personal harp. A full-size harp has 47 strings, going from the very lowest note, which is a C, all the way up to here on a G. The reason the strings are color-coded is so that we know where we are while we're playing, because it's a lot of strings to keep track of. Red strings are C's, and black strings are F's, and it's set up like the white notes on a piano. So, let me set my pedals for you, which you will learn about in a minute. Starting right here, you can play a C scale. That's just for the white keys. If we want to do any sharps or flats or change these set pitches, we come down to here, and you can see there are 7 pedals. It's the D pedal, show you my socks, D, C, B, and then E, F, G, and A. Each pedal has 3 notches, and you can go from flat to natural and to sharp. Back. So, I'm going to put my foot on the C pedal. I'm going to play the C string. Here's C natural. I'm going to move the pedal. C flat, C natural. So the next time you see a harpist in person, if you can watch their feet, they'll be moving their pedals all the time. That's how we do all of our accidentals. If a string breaks, you have to come inside the harp into this dark cavern. There we go, we can see a little bit. And this is where we can change the strings. And it's hollow because that's where all of our sound comes out of. It comes out of here, which is called the sounding board. So this is the harp. every time I play the harp, I have to tune the strings before I begin. Harps are very sensitive to changes in temperature or humidity or atmospheric pressure, so it's always going out of tune. It takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to tune my harp, but this video speeds it up so you don't have to sit there for the full 10 minutes. To tune a harp, we use a tuning key, and each string has its own tuning peg. We put the tuning key in the tuning peg like that, and we can push it forward to tune it up or backward to tune it down. We have to do this for all 47 strings. One special effect that the harp can do is called a harmonic. Here's what a harp string sounds like played regularly. And here's what it sounds like as a harmonic. It sounds 1 octave higher when played as a harmonic, and the way we do this is we cut the string in half with our hand. So I'll take this part of my hand, the back of the palm, and I'll put it on the string like this. And then with my thumb, I make a scooping motion. And you create a beautiful bell tone. That's called a harmonic. With my right hand, it looks a little bit different, but the process is the same. This time I'm using my second finger to cut the string in half, and you make a harmonic. For those of you who want to get technical, a harmonic sounds exactly 1 octave higher than the string that I play it on. Just like that. Next up is one of the most famous harp effects, the glissando. A glissando is so easy that almost anyone can do it. You take 1 finger, put it on the string, and pull up to the top of the harp. To come down, you can use your thumb. Here's a piece that uses both harmonics and glissandos at the same time. I think you might recognize it. Another technique that harpists use regularly is called arpeggio. In Italian, the word harp is arpa, and that has the same Latin root as arpeggio, which means we are very good at arpeggios. Now there's a difference between an arpeggio and a scale. A scale is a set of notes done one after another with no space in between. So here's a C major scale. Generally, our major and minor scales have 8 notes in them, which is perfect for the harp because harpists do not play with their pinky fingers. We play like this, and I don't know if you can see it, but the pinky finger is too short to really reach the strings. So we only use our thumbs, our second finger, our third finger, and our fourth finger. An arpeggio is also a set of notes, but not necessarily in order. There could be spaces in between the strings, there could be spaces in between some of the strings, but not all of them. But it creates a very lush sound on the harp. And one of our most famous orchestra excerpts features nothing but arpeggios. This is the cadenza from Tchaikovsky's ballet, The Nutcracker, which is normally performed in December. But hey, no time like the present. Harpists can also do special effects, which are not things that we normally do, but they're reserved for special occasions. One of them is done with a tuning key. You put it on the string, and then you move it up or down to create a very unique sound. I had a piece in the Dallas Symphony that we were premiering, which means we were the first orchestra to ever play it, and it featured a solo where I did nothing but that, and the first time we rehearsed it, every one of my colleagues turned around and looked at me funny. Another special effect we use with our knuckles, and we use the soundboard as a kind of drum. You can also hit it with the pads of your fingertips to create a different sound. Let's see, what else can we do? We can rub our hands against the wire strings to create kind of a whooshing sound. Or we can strum the strings with the back of our fingernails to create a very metallic sound. The next piece that I'm going to play features the glissandos with the back of your nails, some tapping, and some stroking the wire strings. It is by a very famous harp composer named Carlos Salcedo. He was born in France, but he moved to the United States and formed a huge harp studio. He also wrote a lot of music for the harp, and he commissioned a lot of music for the harp. He was very active in new music in the United States and made sure that composers in America knew about the ins and outs of the harp. This piece is called Chanson dans la nuit, or in English, Song in the Night. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this was somewhat fun, and I hope you learned a little bit about the harp. If you have any questions or follow-up comments, feel free to let me know through your teacher. I would love to hear from you. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day and stay healthy. Bye.